Guys, I will be dictating two passages every day, one general and one legal. So subscribe to my channel for latest updates. 5 seconds. Before us, the appellants, who are dealers in the sale of lottery tickets, have submitted that H. Anraj wrongly drew a distinction between the right to participate in the draw and chance to win the prize. It was submitted that such bifurcation was artificial as both were part of the same transaction. It was submitted that even on the two rights theory, each of those rights would be chosen in action. As far as the decision of Vikas Sales is concerned, it was submitted that the additional reason given, namely free transferability for holding that a particular thing was goods, was erroneous. It was pointed out that even actionable claims such as negotiable instruments and debentures may be freely transferable. As far as the DEPB is concerned, according to the appellants, it was in the nature of notional credit which an exporter acquires on export by way of an entry in a passbook. This credit was utilizable by the importer to be adjusted against the import duty payable on goods imported. The credit was freely transferable, but it could not be said to be goods only by that reason. At best, it was an actionable claim. According to some appellants, the right to participate in a draw, which was held to be a sale of goods by H. Anraj, was only a right to services rendered by the lottery organizers. There was no further transfer of any movable property in the entire transaction. It was also submitted that when there were divisible elements in a contract, the predominant element would determine the nature of the right. As far as lottery tickets were concerned, the right to participate in the draw was overwhelmingly dominated by the element of the right to claim the prize by the prize winner. It was contended that value-wise the prize money constituted 90% of the total amount collected from the purchasers, whereas the value of the right to participate would be limited to the administrative expenses for holding the draw, which accounted for the balance 10% of the monies collected. Several other issues have been raised on the merits of the decision of the Delhi High Court. As we have said, those other issues will have to be considered separately at the time of disposal of the appeals after we have disposed of the subject matter of this reference. Para, the state governments have not taken consistent stands. As far as the government of the National Capital Territory of Delhi is concerned, it was submitted that the very arguments which had been made, considered and rejected in H. Anraj's case were sought to be re-agitated again by the appellants. It was submitted that the reasoning in H. Anraj did not require reconsideration. It had contended that for several decades this decision had been followed in a number of cases. It was submitted that a lottery ticket represents a commodity within the meaning of Article 366. The state of Tamil Nadu, on the other hand, submitted that the lottery ticket itself was a chattel or goods and therefore falls squarely within the net of taxation under the Tamil Nadu Sales Tax Act. It was submitted that there can be a value addition to the lottery tickets by valuing all the rights accruing to the holder of the ticket, but these additional rights did not detract from the fact that the lottery ticket itself is an item of merchandise and liable to be sold as such. Reliance was also placed on the General Clauses Act with regard to the definition of movable property. It was contended that since a lottery ticket was not immovable property, it was movable property and therefore goods. The state of Maharashtra has addressed us on the question whether the sale of a duty entitlement passbook DEPB should attract sales tax under the Bombay Sales Tax Act 1959. It was submitted that considering the valuable right conferred by the DEPB, it is an item of movable property and therefore goods within the definition of the word in section 213 of the Act. The definition, in common with other state sales tax acts, includes every kind of movable property other than actionable claims and money. It was submitted that actionable claim as defined in section 3 of the Transfer of the Property Act is substantially different from the concept of chose in action in English law, and it was submitted that what is a chose in action was not necessarily an actionable claim. At this stage, we have not been called upon to answer the question whether REP licenses are goods. Although we have heard counsel at length on this, having regard to the limited nature of the reference, we do not decide the issue.